migrant encounters have decreased overall at the southern border for a fifth consecutive month. CBP reporting approximately 104,000 encounters in July. That is down 20% from June. And arrest numbers for illegal border crossings also expected to drop sharply in July. While final numbers have not been confirmed, Border Patrol estimating it arrested about 57,000 migrants in July. That would be a 30% drop from June and the lowest monthly total of the Biden presidency.
He tanked the bipartisan deal because he thought it would help him win an election. Donald Trump does not care about border security. He only cares about himself.
But if you look at that red line there, that is as bad as it got under the Trump administration is still way better than the low point of the Biden administration. We just got to get back to common sense.
And with less than 100 days till Election Day, we are seeing both sides taking shots at one another's border record. You just heard J.D. Vance in a one-on-one with Ali Bradley there. He traveled to the border this week. And this as Kamala Harris is accusing Trump of essentially torpedoing a bipartisan bill that would have sent resources to the border. NewsNation border correspondent Jorge Ventura tracking this for us. And Jorge, these candidates know the border is still top of mind for many voters.
Yeah, that's right, Natasha. As we get closer to that election, both Democrats and Republican voters saying that immigration will be one of their top issues heading into the election, especially for voters here in South Texas. Now, migrant encounters have reached their lowest point since September of 2020. July now making it the fifth straight month those migrant encounters are trending downward. Now, the Harris campaign continuing to attack Trump, saying that blaming the former president for killing that bipartisan bill that was supported back in D.C. by the Biden administration. The Trump campaign attacking Harris, saying she's an open border policy candidate. But both campaigns are now focusing on trying to make that case to voters that if elected, their administration would secure the southern border.
There's two choices in this election: the one who will fix our broken immigration system and the one who's trying to stop her.
As Vice President Kamala Harris officially passes a threshold needed to become a Democratic presidential nominee, she's going on a border offensive, a new campaign at this week attacking former President Donald Trump's role in shutting down a bipartisan border bill earlier this year.
Kamala Harris supports increasing the number of Border Patrol agents. Donald Trump blocked a bill to increase the number of Border Patrol agents.
It's a strategic effort from the vice president to improve on one of her biggest perceived weaknesses, border policy, as Trump and other high-profile Republicans attack Harris as a failed border czar.
Kamala Harris, as border czar, was asked to coordinate all these functions of government, and she's done nothing.
Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, highlighting the record number of migrant encounters and fentanyl trafficking at the southern border under the Biden administration and offering his solutions during a visit to the Arizona border this week.
You just have to empower the Border Patrol to do what they need to do to stop this terrible crime from happening. If you do that, you solve 90% of the problem.
Vance also says the catch and release system should be ended and aggressive deportations should be re-implemented.
It's a horrible tragedy for the American people. We have to stop it, and with better policies we could. I mean, look, some things are difficult. Border enforcement is common sense.
Harris responding to the attacks by turning the tables, saying it is she, not Trump, who is focused on the results at the border.
I went after transnational gangs, drug cartels, and human traffickers that came into our country illegally. I prosecuted them in case after case, and I won. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk.
Now, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has gave credit to the Biden administration for the recent downward trend in those migrant encounters. The big question for voters will be, is it too little, too late? We'll have to wait and see, Natasha.
Yeah, too little, too late. We will see Jorge Ventura live for us in San Antonio tonight. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.